Hello. My personal favorite part of Halo is Forge mode. And yes, I know the campaigns and multiplayer are amazing, but the creativity Forge mode allows has always drawn me to it. But you know what? Halo 2 doesn't have Forge mode. I mean, neither does Halo 1, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking Halo 2, baby. Epic story. Steve Vai shredding in the soundtrack. Scarabs blasting everything to pieces. Peak Sergeant Johnson. And Chief finishing this fight. Halo 2. But again, it doesn't have Forge mode. Until now. That's right. A little over a week ago, while hopped up on near lethal amounts of caffeine, I came up with an idea. See, I have this unfinished RTS mod in Halo 3 that lets me switch into a top-down mode and summon AI through a sort of menu, if you can even call it that. So I thought, what if I did something like that in Halo 2, but instead I tried to make it similar to Forge mode? I figured it's probably not possible, but also, why not give it a try? So I started cooking. Day one was the foundation, and after some trial and error, I had the ability to turn into the Forge monitor and even grab objects and place them down. And I'm not gonna lie, just getting that working took like an entire day. After that, things did begin to progress pretty quickly though. I added a cursor that changes color when you can pick something up, I added the ability to delete objects, and I even added the ability to rotate them. After that came the big thing, the menu. Just for context, Halo's scripting system is designed to make campaign missions. That means moving AI around, spawning them in, spawning and despawning objects, that kind of stuff. Pretty simple things. What that means is that there's pretty much no support for anything like adding a custom menu, unless you want to get really, really hacky. So I did just that. Looking at my options, I basically had one, the training hints. This is a system I think most people never think about. It's the one where it says, use the thumbstick to look around when you're sitting for too long. Those are the training hints. And what's nice about them is that in Halo 2, you can activate them at any time with a script, and you can also make them say literally anything you want. So I got to work creating a pretend menu, and I printed it onto the screen whenever you press the menu button. The result actually looked pretty good, but sadly, it didn't actually do anything other than appear on the screen and lie to you about its functionality. In order to make it actually work, I had to get a bit technical. I really did debate explaining how the menu works in detail, but instead, let's just say it's really complicated, and the end result is that it works. I hijacked the training hints, spent hours typing out massive text strings for it, created the logic for the menu, and make sure it played nice with every other feature in Forge, and was successful. Of course, having a working Forge menu is crucial for Forge, but even more crucially is what is on that menu. The beauty of scripting all this and making it in campaign means I can do way more than the regular Forge mode in the newer games allows. So here's what you get. Every vanilla weapon in Halo 2, every vanilla vehicle in Halo 2, a bunch of modded vehicles that I've made like Scarabs, Pelicans, long swords, that kind of thing, all the Halo 2 equipment, a bunch of scenery, and almost every single AI in the entire game. Also a dedicated section for all of those AI in pretty much every vehicle in the entire game. So, you know, not that much. On top of all that, since the AI plays such a prominent role in this mod, I also added a utilities section after that lets you become friendly or enemies with any of the AI teams whenever you want, as well as the ability to turn their brains on and off, so that way you don't have to worry about them running away whenever you're trying to set up some kind of cool scenario. You also have the ability to save your progress with checkpoints, and then you can load those checkpoints back whenever you want, which I actually think this is huge because you can use these checkpoints like save files, and you can actually send them to people and have them try out your scenarios, which is kind of cool. Now, on to the downsides. Sadly, this mod does have to run in campaign, and there is no integration at all with the Master Chief Collection. That means while you can save, it's only saving to your campaign under the resume button where you resume your last campaign checkpoint. And before you ask, no, sadly, this does not work in co-op. If there was a good way to make it work in co-op that would be like supported in the Halo scripting system, I absolutely would have done it. In the end though, this mod ends up playing like a single player Gmod session where you're just messing around with AI, weapons, vehicles, and props. However, I for one love messing around in Gmod by myself, so I consider this a pretty huge win. Okay, now that I got all the bad stuff out of the way, I can safely tell you that this mod is actually awesome. And yes, I'm aware that I made it and am completely biased, but it's actually so much fun. The mod itself took way longer than it should have to finish because I couldn't stop playing around with everything. I would be spamming warthogs full of marines all across the map, and then putting a Covenant Scarab down and just watching what happened. And then I'd reset back to the beginning and just spawn in 50 fusion coils to mix it up and try again. It's really addicting. All that said, if you want to play the mod, it is available right now on the Steam Workshop, so grab it, load up MCC with your anti-cheat off, and you can find it under the Halo 2 campaign section in the menu. I'd love to hear what you think about the mod in the comments below. But I've got to go now. It just became October, and my spooky mod isn't quite done yet. I'm a little behind, so leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.